we go. If you are using hand weights or the band, the one key thing to remember is your wrist position. So it's almost like you've put your wrist into a splint, and whatever direction that we're moving our arm, that wrist stays absolutely nice and straight and strong. So at no point do we have the wrist flexed or extended, because under that pressure we are putting that joint under pressure, which we don't really want. And the same thing goes if we are using the bands. If we were holding the band, again, those wrists are nice and straight and strong. I'm not here, I'm not in that position or that position. So it's almost like you've got no wrists. So the arm is just completely straight and those wrists have been taken out. So it just protects those wrist joints as we move through. So like I say, you don't have to add the equipment in. So if it is not suiting you or aggravating any issues, then just leave those bits out. And it maybe if you're following at home, you might not have those bits of equipment anyway, but it's still, you will be able to follow. Right then, let's get ourselves warmed up. Let's pop some music on. Oh, that's gone off. There we go. Okay, so shuffling towards the front edge of the chair. We've got our feet underneath our knees, bringing the shoulders up and back and down. Let's bring the feet together. We're just going to align the legs, take the feet into a V shape, and then bring the heels round. Growing tall, an invisible string just lifting through the crown of the head. We'll start by peeling an alternate heel up off the floor, just mobilizing through those lower legs. Ankles and toe joints. So we want to be feeling the bias of the weight underneath the big toes. That's it. And then into double heel raise. And then bring those heels down. We're going to come into shoulders. So shoulders coming up to the ears, drawing up and back and down. So we've got this circular motion. And just making sure that we can keep our back still. So we're not letting the back arch. All of the movement is coming through those shoulder joints. Now we're going to increase that a little bit, increase the range by bringing your fingertips to your shoulders and then circling with the elbows. That's going to increase the range of motion. And let's go one more backwards. We're going to come into forward shoulder rolls now. So release those arms and then we roll those shoulders forwards. So again, we're trying not to let the back curl forwards. It's all through that shoulder joint. Again, growing tall through the crown of the head. And then to increase that, we take the fingertips to the shoulders and then we lead with those elbows. And let's go one more. And then bring those hands down by the sides. We're going to come into some side bends here. So we're stacked, crown of the head, ears in line with shoulders, shoulders in line with hips. We drop the hand down to the side, nice and soft through the shoulders, and we bring that through the center and down to the other side. So like we're holding weights in our hands, our arms are really heavy. Trying to keep that ear in line with the shoulder, shoulder in line with the hip, and then coming down to the side. That's it. And then down to the other side. On the next one, we're going to add in a vertical arm if the shoulder will allow. So we reach the arm up to the ceiling and look up to that hand. Staying here if the shoulders will allow, and then bring that arm over the head. It's just going to increase that stretch down the side of the body. Sit bones in contact with the chair. Let's go to the other side. So we come down to the side. Vertical arm to the ceiling, looking up to the hand. Maybe taking that arm that little bit further over. Sit bones in contact with the chair. Let's do that one more time again. So we come down into our side bend. Vertical arm to the ceiling, looking up to the arm. And then arm comes over. And then float that arm down. Last one, come down to the side. Vertical arm, looking up to the hand. Arm overhead. And then bring that back to the center and then reset the shoulders. Going to come into some rotation. So all of the warm-up stuff is preparing for some of the moves that we're going to be looking at in a little while. So sitting towards the front of the chair, if you're not already there, we're reaching across the body and then grabbing hold of an invisible rope and drawing the elbow back as we watch the elbow. So we reach across the body, across the chest, shoulder down away from the ear, grab an invisible rope, and then draw the elbow back. So we're trying to get this twist around the waist. So reach across, that's it, diagonal, and then draw that elbow back. So really stick the elbow back. Do one more here, reach across, and then draw the elbow back. and then rest that arm down. We're going to go the other side. So we reach across the body, which is rotating around the waist. Our hips are fixed. Grab the invisible rope, we draw the elbow back, and we look at the elbow so that we get that twisting around the waist. So we grab across the body, so reach across the body, then we draw the elbow back and watch the elbow. That's it. Do one more. Reach across, and then draw that elbow back. That's it. Bring everything back to the center, release those arms down. Okay. We're going to come into a little mini roll down. So we're trying to mobilize the spine here in some forward flexion. So pressing your hands onto your thighs. We bring the chin towards the chest. Slide the hands over the front of the thighs as we curl the upper body. So allowing that C shape to happen through the spine. Then sitting up tall, restack the spine. That's it, shoulders down. Breathe in and breathe out. So we slide the hands forward, chin to chest. Curl the upper back. And then we restack the spine. Let's do that one more time. Take a breath in as we breathe out. Slide the hands forward, chin to chest, curve the upper back. And then we restack the spine, sit up nice and tall, set the shoulders. I'm going to come into some footwork with the feet. So with this one, it's just going to start to get some strength work into those legs before we come up into a standing position. So we bring the heels up. Like you're wearing high heels. Sorry, gents, I imagine you probably haven't worn high heels before. But we're going to, as if we're wearing high heels. One heel comes down while one stays up. Double heels up, the other one comes down. So we've always got that one heel in that upright position, trying to keep the weight underneath those big toes. So it's going to start really kicking in those calf muscles. Knees are nice and parallel. So we haven't got the knees out to the side or knocking in together. That's it. Go one more each side. And then rest both heels down and just give a little pedal through those feet. So we are going to come up into a standing position. We're going to do a similar thing with our feet in a moment as well. So we take the feet wide. We're at the front edge of the chair. We give a little pedal through those feet. Just make sure that those legs are ready to take our weight. And then when you're ready, we'll bring ourselves up to a standing position. Come and stand behind your chair so that we've got the support of the chair should we need it. So absolutely fine to just pop your chair onto one of my mats so that we've got this extra little bit of support here. Okay, there we go. So we're going to come into some heel lifts, repeating some of the footwork that we did on when we were seated. We're going to do that standing. Now we have the weight of the body, and it's going to increase the load on the muscles of the lower leg, but also starting to switch on those balance receptors, first of all in our brain, but also those deep stabilizing muscles of the core and the legs. You can hold the chair if you want to. You can be hands-free or just hovering a hand. So as much support as you want to. So we'll start just by peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. That's it. Again, rolling through those. But the big toe is the most important thing. So we're trying to maintain the mobility of those big toe joints. Very important for our efficient walking. Helps look after the feet. And then both heels down. Then just rocking into a double heel raise. So the balance is going to be challenged that little bit more now. Just making sure that we're nice and parallel through those feet. That's it. Do one more. And then rest it down. Okay, give those legs a little shake out. We're just going to take a moment to think about our pelvic position. So what we want is what we refer to in Pilates as a neutral spine. So some people slouch this way, some people like me slouch that way, but we want to try and bring the pelvis basically under our rib cage. So I'm going to get you to tilt the pelvis backwards and forwards. So imagining that your pelvis is like a bucket of water, and as we tilt the pelvis forward, the water is going to just spill out the front, and when we tilt the pelvis backwards, the water is going to spill out the back. So just have a little go with that bucket image, and then we level off the water level so that we've got a nice water level here, and that pelvis is now sitting underneath our rib cage. Now that is our neutral spine, and that is our ideal posture. It might feel strange because you might not stand like that normally, but that's how we want to work in Pilates, and that is how we're going to get that nice hold through those abdominals to support us. Now with that in mind, we're going to come into footwork. So you might want to bring the fingertips back to the chair. We go back into that double heel raise or that high heel position. One one heel comes down, one stays up. Double heel raise, the other heel stays down. Think about this corset of muscle that is lacing up around the front of the body. Focus the eye gaze about 2 meters in front, and that's all going to help with the balance. If you feel able to, you can take those fingers just a little bit lighter. See how confident you feel, and only if you feel confident. One more each side. And then rest it down. Okay, give those legs a little shake out. Right then, we're going to come into some squat work. So with this one, we're going to start with a parallel position. We're then going to come into V-shaped toes. We're then going to come wider, and then we're going to V-shape the toes in that wider stance. If you've got any knee issues, you might find this external rotation aggravates knees. So just be careful if there's any knee issues, if that might be problematic to you. So Diana, I'm just going to get you to come and bring your chair in front of you. It's fine to stand where you are, but have that there. All right, just so that you've got that support. Okay. So with our squats, very functional move. I use them a lot in all of my classes because they're very functional, helping support our back and making us nice and strong when we pick things up off the floor because the back stays straight. Strengthening quads, hamstrings and glutes, so maintaining the strength through our legs and our side to side, our sort of lateral stability when we're moving side to side, because you don't just move forwards and backwards when you're moving around, you go side to side. So that's all going to help as we change our foot position in terms of strengthening. So let's just line up those feet, feet together. We take the feet into that V shape and we bring the heels round. Pelvis, think about that water level. We're going to send the hips back. Hold the chair if you want to. I'll come to the side to show you that one. We're going to send the hips back and come into a squat position. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we send the hips back, allow the knees to bend. We're looking over the top of the chair and then push through the heels to bring us back up again. I'm going to come and face you just so I can see you. You can hold the chair if you want to. Same thing, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send those hips back. Now just have a quick check. What's going on with those knees? Are they parallel? If they're knocking together, straighten them out. Push through the heels, bring it back up again. Do 2 more for me, guys. Send those hips back. Pop the ball between your knees and it will help. All right. Do 1 more for me. And then bring that back up. Okay, from here, we're going to go V-shaped toes. So the feet have come out to the outside. Like I said, knee issues, or if you've had knee replacement recently, be tentative for this one. Make sure it feels okay. If it doesn't feel okay, parallel position is going to be a little bit gentler for those knees, okay? So any knee issues, you might want to stay parallel. Otherwise, we're a V-shaped toe. Same move. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the bum back first. Let the knees bend. We've more got a frog leg position now, so Rita, you need to get rid of the ball, sorry. You'll need to get rid of the ball on this one and bring it back up. So chuck the ball away because the knees are going to come to the outside. We're going to go this way now. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back. So the knees are tracking over the second and third toe so that the knees come outwards and then push through the heels. So a bit more like a frog. 1 more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Send the bum back. Let the knees come out to the side. That's it. Push through the heels. And rest it up. Okay, just to have a little step through the feet, give the legs a little shake off. We're going to go wide. Parallel feet, but now we're just about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. So feet are parallel on this one, so we're not V-shaped, so we're parallel through those feet. Same thing, but this is going to be strong. So if you were picking up a pot, for example, everyone's in their gardens recently, picking up a heavy pot, this is the position to get in to pick up that pot because it is going to protect that lower back. Bum goes back first. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the bum back. Let the knees bend. That's it. Push through the heels. So the knees are staying over those feet. Breathe in and breathe out. Bum back first. So stick the bum out. Push through those heels. So the back is straight the whole time. Let's do that 1 more time. Looking over the top of your chair so that the chest is staying up. Bring it up. Pause there. Now, take the feet into that V shape. So now I'm still extending my bum back, but my knees are going to track over my feet, so over the second and third toe. So again, a bit wider frog leg position. Let's give that a try. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we send the bum back first, then let the knees bend. We've got that wider knee position. That's it. Push through the heels. So this is going to work those leg muscles much more in a more rounded way. 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Bum back first. Let the knees bend. And then push through the heels. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Bum back first, knees out, that's it. Push through the heels. Good stuff. Set those legs in. Give those legs a little shake out. Okay, so with the next one, just have a little look at this one. We're going to come into some sliding lunges. I am going to get you to hold your chair, but the leg that's moving you're going to want on the floor because the mat is sticky for a reason. So we want 1 foot on the mat and 1 foot on the floor, or both feet on the floor. Let me show you what I mean by that. So we're going to keep one leg is our supporting leg. That knee is soft, keeping upright through the body. I'm going to slide that leg backwards as my front knee bends. My knee is over my foot. And then I'm going to slide that leg back in. I'm going to keep going on that same side. So if I was doing that on my mat, I'm just going to show you here. I've got a foot on the mat and this leg is sliding. Okay. So I'm just going to come here so that I can see you, but I'm conscious of being visible on here as well. Okay, there we go. So decide which is your supporting leg. That knee is nice and soft. Take the weight into that foot, nice and tall through the body, crown of the head to the ceiling. I want you to imagine you've got headlamps on the front of your hips. When you slide that leg back, they still shine forwards. They don't, because they're going to want to rotate out to the side. So we're keeping those headlamps shining forwards. It's going to lengthen the hip flexors. It's going to load the muscles of this supporting leg. So we're nice and tall, soft through that supporting knee. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we slide the toes back, allow the front knee to bend a little, and then slide, draw that leg back in. It's more about drawing from the hip flexors. Let's try that again. Breathe in, same leg. Breathe out, slide the leg back, allow the front knee to soften and bend. Not very much weight in that back leg. Slide those toes back in. I'm just going to turn around so I can have a little look over here. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we slide that back leg. That's it. Just check in, are those headlamps on those hips facing forward? They are. Slide that leg back in. We're going to send that leg back out, but we're going to stay there on this one. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, slide that leg back. Now bring that heel down to the floor. You might want to hold the chair. It's going to lengthen those calf muscles, straighten that front leg. So we're now in a triangle shape with those legs. If it's too much on the calf, shuffle that back in. Make that a little bit narrower. But we've got that back heel on the floor. All your toes are facing forward. So all your toes facing forward now. So everything is forward. That's it, Sarah. That back leg face that forward. Because you're like this. That's it. You're in warrior. You're in warrior pose. We're going to hinge forward at the hip. It's going to get into the back of that front knee. I love this stretch. You might not agree with me. You might want to hold on to the chair. We've got straight legs, all toes facing forward. And then bring that back up again and step in. Give those legs a little shake out. Okay, we're going to go the other side. Everyone, you okay? Do you need to sit down? Come and sit down there, Maya. Just take a breather for a minute. So guys, we're going to switch legs. The other leg is going to be sliding. So for me, I'm this way. This way. So just make sure that we've switched legs as to the leg that is sliding. So we're still behind that chair. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we slide the toes back, allow the front knee to bend, and then draw the leg back in. Try and use those lower tummy muscles to bring that leg back in. Headlamps of those hips facing forward. So we slide the leg back, allow that front knee to bend. That's it. And then slide that leg back in. We make this the last one. We're going to keep that leg out. So slide that leg out, square off the hips, bring the heel to the floor. If that's too much of a stretch for the calves, shuffle that leg in so we can narrow that triangle shape. So just stay there in that stretch for a second. Then if you can do a little bit more, we're going to hinge at the hip. Allow the knees to soften. Get into the back of that front leg. and then bring that back up and step those feet in. Give those legs a little shake out. Okay, we have made it to a seated position. Come and sit yourselves down on the chair. We do need our hand weights. Okay, all right. Hand weights. Grab your hand weights, guys. In fact, I think what would be sensible is to do this without the weights and then add those weights in if you feel that you would like to add those weights in. So we'll do this without the weights to begin with. Right then. So we're sitting about halfway along our chair. Our knees are over our ankles. We take a little rock backwards and forwards with that pelvis. We're just lining back up our neutral spine here. So a little tilt forwards and backwards. We've got that bucket of water. So coming backwards with water spinning out the back. Coming forwards, water spinning out the front. So we bring the hips underneath the rib cage. We've found our neutral spine again. We've got this corset of muscles switched on. So we need that core engagement as we start to move our arms around. Tall through the crown of the head. Sweeping the arms up in front and then taking a bend in the elbow. The forearms are parallel to the floor. So your hands are palms looking at you. Now keeping these upper arms parallel to the floor, we open the arms out to the side to a cactus type position and then bring those arms back in. That's it. We're going to do 2 more here. So I'm adding the weight in too soon because this may well be enough for some of you. Quite right too. It's not that easy. Bring it back in. We straighten the arms out and we bring the arms back down to the side. Set the shoulders. So that's open book. We're going to do a little set and then we can add the weights in if you want to. Same position to start with the next one. We're going to come into some bicep curls. As the name suggests, we're going to be working the biceps. This is all about shoulder stability. So we've set those core muscles switched on. We're sweeping the hands up in front of us again. Now, arms are parallel to the floor. We're going to bend only at the elbow as we bring the palms up towards the face and then straighten the arms. That's it. So keeping the upper arms, you've got it, parallel to the floor. Shoulders are sliding down your back. That's it. Try not to hunch those shoulders up to your ears. Do that one more time. Straighten the arms and bring the arms down. Good stuff. Okay, set the shoulders. We're going to do 1 more in this position, and we're going to focus on triceps. So with this one, we're sending the hands to the back legs of the chair, a little bend in the elbow. So we're just hitching the elbows up. Try not to let them come out the side. Just the upper arm, not the shoulders as well. Just the upper arm. And from here, we've got a little kickback. So again, it's just at the elbow. Draw the shoulders down. Some of you are a little bit hunched up here. That's it. And we're just hinging at the elbow. Good stuff. This one's a little bit, coordination-wise, is a bit harder. Okay. And then we bring those hands down and set the shoulders. So you really do need you need a bit of gap behind you, because if you're too far, if you're here, then there's too much chair to sort of fight against. Now, so we had open book, we had biceps, and we had triceps. We're going to do the whole set again with weight if you want to. If you think, do you know what, that was enough for my shoulders, then don't add the weight in, okay? You can do it. There's plenty of exercise without those weights. So it's up to you whether you want to add those weights in. Okay? So we bring the arms up in front of us. We're going to turn the palms over. We're going to bend those elbows, upper arms parallel to the floor, shoulders down. Then we open book. So we open up, that's it, to a cactus position. And then we bring the arms back in, trying to keep those upper arms parallel to the floor. They're not heavy weights. As soon as you start moving them around for a few goes, they're heavy enough. Let's go 1 more. Good stuff. Bring it back in. Straighten the arms, and we float those arms down. Good stuff. Okay, a little roll through the shoulders. Let the weights hang heavy in the hands. Now, all of your wrist position was good, but just remember what I said about this floppy wrist position, okay, because it will strain the wrists. So our next one is our bicep curls. If you come lower, it's going to be a little bit gentler, so you could lower the arms to make that a bit gentler. Just remember we haven't got those. You haven't got a wrist. You've got no joint. It's nice and straight. So bring those arms up. Palms are up. Forearms to the floor, slide the shoulder blades down to begin with, then we bend at the elbow, bring the hands into the face, and straighten the arms. Check those wrists. Are they straight? That's it. Remember, you could bring the elbows down a little bit lower is to make that a bit gentler. And then do one more. That's it. And then bring those arms down. Set the shoulders. Good stuff. So we've got our last one to do, which is our tricep. This one that's a little bit more awkward. So you need a bit of gap behind you to be able to do this. So now our palms are facing into the body. Hands are towards the back legs of the chair, shoulders down. Bend the elbows without raising the shoulders, and then we're bending and straightening at the elbow joint. So the bone end of your weight is coming forwards and backwards. So just make sure that the wrist is this way. Your palms stay facing in. That's it. Bone goes back. That's it. Lovely. Wrists are nice and straight and strong. Tricep muscles. Do one more. And then rest those arms down. Ooh, give those shoulders a roll. Lovely. Okay. We're just going to have a little stretch out, so pop the weights onto the floor. Give the wrists a turn. And then give the shoulders a roll. And then a little stretch into the triceps. So fingertips to shoulder, elbow up to the ceiling. And give that arm a little hand. And then we bring that down. And then fingertips to shoulder, elbow up. And then bring that arm down. Reset those shoulders. Okay. So for those of you who want to come into onto the floor, you're going to make your way down onto your mat. We're going to be in a seated position, so we're sitting upright. So it's going to be quite easy to follow for the guys sitting on the chair as well. So those of you who are coming down onto the mat, make your way down. We're sitting with our legs out in front of us. If that is super duper uncomfortable, then you could sit on a block. I'll just show you a couple of variations. So we're like this, if we can sit up tall. If that's quite uncomfortable, then a block will help quite a lot. You might even need a bend in the knee, and that will take a lot of pressure out of that seated position. You can stay on the chair, of course. I will show the options for staying on a chair. But what I'm looking for is this stacked position of the body. So we've got our ears over our shoulders over our hips. So here if you need to, here if you can. If you're right on the floor, we're going to be on the floor. Okay. So with the seated position, you're going to mirror exactly what we're doing. There's no difference at all. It's just that we're sat on the floor and you're sat on a chair. Okay, so it's exactly the same thing. If you find that you are too uncomfortable on the floor, then you feel free to come back up to a seated position. Are you right there, Lorna? Yeah. You could be if you want, if it's more comfortable to stay cross-legged, then stay cross-legged, Sarah. Okay, and again, you could use the chair if you want to. Okay, so let me just show you. First of all, we're going to come into rotation. People with back issues, be super careful with this one. Just watch me. Like we're holding a beach ball, our knuckles to knuckles, so it means that our chest is engaged. Just watch me on the first one. And we're trying to keep hold of this beach ball without letting the arms move, okay? Chin stays here. We're going to rotate to one side. We're going to bring that through the center. We're going to rotate to the other side and bring it to the center and rest it down. Okay, have a little wiggle around. We're then going to add in some abdominal work. Again, back issues, be super careful. If your back is okay and you can put a little bit of weight into your lower back, then we're going to do that. Rib cage to hips will be fine for everybody. Maybe rolling onto the back of the sit bones, not very far. We bring the hands into the chest, nose towards the hands, a little curl forward, and then we restack the spine and reinflate your beach ball. So that's where we're going to go with that one. If your lower back is a problem, you're not going to roll back, just rib cage to hips, and then we do the little roll as well. So it's going to look much smaller, but it will protect the back. So Sarah, for example, you're not going to roll onto that lower back, all right? But we're going to get that forward part of the move, all right? So follow me. We're going to do the little twist first of all. So we've got our beach ball. Our knuckles are actually got a big circle into the center. So knuckles to knuckles, shoulders are down, and we're sitting up as tall as we can. We've got that invisible string lifting us up. Now, keeping the chin in line with those center knuckles, we rotate the upper body round to one side. shoulders down, then bring that through the center and rotate all the way around to the other side. Bring that to the center and rest it down. It's fine to slouch now and just have a little wiggle around in between those moves. We're going to add in that little back row, okay? That little roll down. So with this one, follow me with this one. I've shown you this one, but I know there's lots of parts to it. So we've got that beach ball. That's it. Elbows and shoulders. Elbows are high, but shoulders are down. So take a breath in. As we breathe out, bring the rib cage to the hips. We gently draw up underneath the body. Our tummy muscles are tightened and engaged. Some of you will be able to just roll onto the back of the sit bones. If you're on a block, just be careful. Then we bring the hands into our chest. Bring your nose towards your knuckles. Bring the nose to your thighs as we lean forward, and then roll up as we restack the spine. Reinflate your beach ball. Rest it down. Okay, I know there's lots of parts to that. We've got spinal articulation, we've got abdominal work, we've got chest work. Let's try that again. I'm just going to come and look over this side of the room. So we're back with our beach ball. Shoulders down, but elbows are high. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. Everyone will be fine with that. Maybe onto the back of the sit bones if that's okay for your back. Then we bring the knuckles to our chest, nose to knuckles. We curl over towards our thighs, and then we restack the spine and reinflate the beach ball. Good stuff. Okay, well done. Okay, take a little break. Give those legs a little wiggle around. I'm going to add something into that. We're going to add in some bicep curls. So from here, we are doing all the things that we just did at the start. We're going to pause there and add in some bicep curls like we just practiced in that other position, and then come back up in that controlled way that we just worked. So let's try that without the weight, and then I'll add in some weight as well. No roll back if that's not suitable for you. Okay, so we've got our beach ball, we've got our shoulders down. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips, tummy muscles engaged. We're gently lifting the pelvic floor, rolling onto the back of those sit bones. Okay, lengthen those arms away. Our palms are up. Your shoulders are down. We bring the knuckles to the shoulders. That's it. Shoulders down, guys. Knuckles to shoulders. We'll do one more. And knuckles to shoulders. Back to your beach ball. Knuckles to chest. Nose to those knuckles. We curl over. And then restack the spine. Inflate the beach ball. Rest it down. Well done, guys. We're going to do that last one, and then we will be on our back. If you want to add a bit of weight, it does make it's quite hard adding the weight in, so it's entirely up to you. If you're not rolling back and your shoulders are okay, you might actually find that it's a little bit gentler. So up to you whether you want to add that weight into that whole move. We're going to do that just one set, 3 repetitions with the bicep curl. We're doing, as you're quite right, are doing exactly the same thing on the chair. Ideally, if you're forward on the chair so that you've got a bit of space to roll back should you want to, okay? So we've got our beach ball, but now we're holding those weights there. Draw those shoulder blades down the back, Megan, that's it. Then take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. To the back of the sit bones if you want to. So we're adding that extra load. Straightening those arms away. Our palms are up. Your shoulders are down. Drawing up underneath the body. Pelvic floor is engaged. Then we bend the elbows. Knuckles to shoulders. Straighten the arms. Lovely. I say lovely. I'm sure it doesn't feel lovely, but it looks good. Bring those knuckles to shoulders. Back to your beach ball. Knuckles to chest. Nose to the ends of those bones. We curl over towards your thighs. And then restack the spine, reinflate that beach ball to finish the move, and rest it down. Well done. That was a hard little set there. A lot of things to go on. I bet you couldn't think about your shopping list when I was getting you to think about all of those things. So take a bend in the knee, bring the hands behind. If you're on the floor with me, we're going to go side to side, windscreen wipers. If you're on the chair, you're going to go in and out with those knees to loosen off. Just have a little move around. Okay, we're going to come into some leg presses. I'm going to show you the floor version, and then I will come up to a seated version for those of you who are seated, because then the guys can get themselves into position. So you might like a block underneath the back of the head. We're going to just check our back position. Gentle rocks of the pelvis backwards and forwards. Find our neutral spine. Then floating a leg to tabletop. We're going to pop a band around the foot, and again, just checking in that we've got our neutral spine. From here, we're going to anchor the elbows, wrists nice and straight and strong. Bending the knee in, and then 45 degrees, bend and stretch. So there's core control here. There is quadricep work, hip flexor work. So that's the first one, bend and stretch. Then same leg, we're going to lift and lower. Heel straight down, heel straight up, here. And then we'll finish with a stretch. Calf stretch, hamstring stretch, and then we'll take the leg out to the side to get some length through the inner thigh. And then we'll do everything again on the other leg. So guys who are on the floor, just come into that lying back position. I'm going to cue bringing the band into place. So just hold your band, but keep both feet on the floor. Guys on the chair, I'm going to, again, just have your band handy, just over your lap, and I will cue putting it onto the leg. We're going to do a very similar thing in a seated position, okay? Very similar stuff. Okay, so just lying on your back, knees, no band to begin with, guys. Just have the band over the lap so it's ready to go. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. So just find that position first, because I want to get your spine engaged and those muscles engaged before we start adding straps in. Okay, so tilt the pelvis backwards and forwards like we've done on the chair, like we've done standing. And I want you to think about that bucket of water. So the water spills forward when the pelvis tilts forward. The water spills back when the pelvis tilts back. And find that level. So on the floor, it's a little bit different to get that feeling. But you will have a tiny little gap underneath your waist. Imagine I've put a raspberry underneath that gap, and I don't want you to squash it. So when you lift your legs up, what I want you to avoid doing is pressing your lower back into the mat or tilting the pelvis. Okay, so guys, float one leg to a tabletop position. Guys on the chair, we're going to loop the band around one foot. Okay, so one leg in tabletop, just one leg, Chris. One leg, that's it. And the other knee is bent. Bend the other knee. And then the band around the tabletop leg. So bend this knee. That's it. So bend this one and have that one in tabletop. That's it. So band around that one. Oh, that rain. And then bend this knee there, Chris. That's it. Bend this one. That's it. And the left. There we go. Okay, so we've got that bend and stretch. Now, you've got that, guys on the floor, you've got that raspberry underneath your waist. I don't want you to squash it. When you're ready, take a breath in. As you breathe out, push the heel away to 45 degrees. Then bend the knee back in. Breathe in. And breathe out. Push the heel away, 45 degrees. Check those wrists, guys. They aren't bending and flexing. Remember, you've got no wrist joints. Completely straight. Breathe in, bend it in. Breathe out, send the leg away. And then bring that leg up to the ceiling. Now, make sure that the back of your pelvis is in contact with the mat. The back of your pelvis is not lifted. You're not squashing that raspberry underneath your waistline. So bring the back of the pelvis back to the floor. Then we bring the heel down to the floor, straight leg. And then bring that leg straight back up again. Bring the heel down. That's our out breath. Breathe in, bring that leg straight up. That's it. Don't do so many repetitions, guys. Rest it down now. Okay, just rest there. Put your heel on the floor. That's it, heel on the floor. Do one more. Breathe out on the way down. Breathe in on the way up. Nice straight leg. Now, leave that leg in a vertical position. Now, just gently pull on the band to get a hamstring stretch. If you can, I'm going to get you to swap the band so that both ends of the band are in the same hand as the leg that you've got extended now. Leslie's doing a slingshot. Now, your spare hand, place it on your hip bone of the other side. And then open the leg out to the side without letting the pelvis roll to the side. So the headlamps on those hips are still facing the ceiling. So it doesn't matter how far it goes. I just don't want the hips to roll off over to the side. That's it. Hold it there. It's a lovely stretch. And then bring that back to the center. And then take that leg to tabletop, bring the foot to the floor, take the band off and give those knees a rock from side to side. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. And then you're cooked. We're done. Okay. So, other leg to tabletop. Loop the band over the foot. And just check in again. What's going on with that back? Are you in that neutral spine? Do you have that imaginary raspberry underneath that lower back? The back of the pelvis is on the floor. We're going to bring the knee into the chest and end of the band in each hand. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, push the heel away, 45 degrees. Breathe in, bend the knee, bend, and stretch the leg away. There's your out breath. Breathe in, bring it in, and breathe out, push the heel away. That's it. Breathe in, bring it in, and breathe out, push the heel away. Okay. Pause there in tabletop. Guys on the chairs, rest your heel down. Okay. Take that leg to a vertical position, and just make sure that the back of the pelvis is still on the mat. So just roll the back of the pelvis back down. The leg is as straight as you can get it. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, send the leg straight down. Have an end of the band in each hand there. So hold the band. That's it. So you've got one in each hand. Be easier to control. Breathe in, bring the leg back up again. That's it. And breathe out, bring it down. So really focus on keeping the hips steady. Breathe in, bring it up. And breathe out, bring that leg down. That's it, lovely. And breathe in, bring it up. One more. Breathe out, bring that leg straight down. Breathe in, bring it up. Now, pause it there in that vertical position. And then just switch the ends of the band back into one hand. Same side where you've got the leg, and just come into that hamstring stretch, calf stretch, foot is flexed, gently pulling on the band. Spare hand, bring that to your hip, and then let the leg open to the outside of the body and leave it there, but don't let those hips roll round. Those headlamps are still shining directly up or directly forward as you hold that leg to the outside, hip opening. And then we bring that back to the center, bend the knee, bring the foot to the floor, take the band away, fling the band to the side, and take a little rock from side to side. Let those knees rock from side to side. Guys on the chairs will go in and out. Well done. And we're going to loosen everything off. So, guys on the floor, slide your hands into a T shape. Guys on the chair, I'm going to show you a stretch in a second. But guys on the floor, you slide the hands into a T shape, palms down. That's it. And then keep those knees bent, keep the knees bent, keep the feet flat on the floor, and let the knees drop down to one side and turn your head in the opposite direction. We're going to take a hand across the thigh, seated. We'll let the knees just keep in the center and turn to look over your shoulder. So look, that's it, Myra, that's it, lovely. So we're just going to hold it there on the floor. We've got our knees to one side and our head is turned in the opposite direction. So we've got a rotation. Few deep breaths here. And then bring the head and the knees back to the center, everybody. Let the knees drop down to the other side. Turn the head in the opposite direction. And hold it there. So guys on the chair, we've swapped as well. So we've taken the arm, that's it, over the thighs, and we're looking over the shoulder. I know. Take a few deep breaths. Glad I didn't put my washing out. And then we bring everything back to the center. Guys on the floor, bring your hands to your sides. Gently roll onto your side and find your way through to a seated position. So just take your time, find your way up. I think it goes in between the walls. In that corner, you can hear it. Oh, as long as you can't see anything, it'll be fine. You get up and you're in a bit of a puzzle. Okay, take a few rolls through those shoulders, guys. That's it. And then change direction. Roll the shoulders forwards. And then bring your hands to your elbows. Send your elbows forward. Separate those shoulder blades. Curve the spine. We've created this C shape with the spine. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, send those elbows forwards, curve the spine, separate those shoulder blades. Sit up nice and tall and release the hands. Now, guys who are on the floor, if you would like to make your way through to your chair, take your time. If you're already on your chair, then take a little bit of time to have a little roll through the shoulders, maybe some neck turns. Let's give these guys just a moment to get back up again. Take your time. Take your time. All right. So shoulder rolls, little turn side to side with the head. Maybe then bringing chin to chest and eye gaze up. And then we're going to come into a little side bend, dropping a hand down the side of the thigh, bring an arm up and over, and we go to the other side. Hand down to the side, arm up and over. Bring that back to the center. We're going to finish with our 3 floats of the arms. So if you're not already at the front edge of the chair, bring yourself to the front edge of the chair. Take a breath in. And breathe out, we float up. Breathe in as we bring the arms down. And breathe out, float up. Breathe in, bring the arms down. Last one. And breathe out, we float up. Bring your hands down to your sides. And we will finish there. Well done, everybody. Well done. I'll pause that video.